boat coming up the side. You can see it's a beautiful day actually. Da, da, da. So rather than look at my face the entire time, I thought what I'd do, check my microphone is on. Microphone on. Yep. What I thought I'd do is flip it around and you can see the sunrise. And there it goes. Whoop. So that's that boat. It's a fishing boat. Very noisy. Now, because this is a bit of an experiment for me, I just thought I would see how the live system works. I don't know, never done that before, something new. And I thought what I'd chat about today is some of the weird things that I've experienced over the years, some of the weird conversations that I've had, because I was thinking about, I've been an expat for a long time, and I was thinking about all of the odd conversations that I've had over the years whilst being an expat. I think one of the things that strikes me is that it's changed a lot. It's changed a real lot since I started. So end of the 80s was the first time I went and lived in Asia, and at very end of the 80s. And then pretty much consistently since then, there was a time when my family, we moved back to Australia for a little while, but work and other factors kept drawing us back. And so I ended up still being here after so many years. And it's been an interesting exercise. Like when I say unusual things, so for example, when my kids were small, we had a live-in domestic helper, Filipino domestic helper. And hello. I will say hello to valuables. Keep it hi. And Kid Kelly. Oh, okay. People are there. I didn't know. I've never done the live thing before. Hi, guys. And hi to Kim Sana. Hi, nice to see you too. Sorry, I have to do it this way. My first time for going live, so I don't know. I'll just show you if you're just joining me now. Here's the sunrise. Whoop. Better to see that than to me. So Filipino domestic helper, and I remember my kids were really small. We were living in Hong Kong, and I said to my helper, we used to call them maids in those days. These days we don't call them that anymore. But I said to my helper, "Do you like dogs?" Because we were considering getting a dog for the kids living in Hong Kong in an apartment, and my Filipino helper, who's a lovely, lovely lady, she said to me, "Oh yes, we love dogs, but." Hello, kisses to you too. But she said, but the thing is, the village that I come from, it's quite poor, so we don't eat it often. And I realised that that what I was talking about, which was a pet, and what she was talking about, which was a meal, were very different perspectives as to what you would have a dog for. And no shade. You know, look, I don't want to eat a dog, but I know that in some cultures they do. Hello there, thank you very much. Oh, I love you too. Thank you, Sana. It's very nice. And somebody says hi from Pakistan. Oh, okay, nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining in on my live. The sunrise here in Thailand this morning, and I think I've lost my dog. Hang on, oh no, my dog's up there. Not a dog to eat, by the way. This is my pet dog. So that was a weird one, and other strange things, other strange conversations that I've had over time as an expat living in Asia. I had a baby when I was living in Malaysia. My youngest child was born in Kuala Lumpur. And my then husband, I needed to have a cesarean. My then husband wanted to come into the operating area because I'd had a cesarean birth in Hong Kong as well, and he was allowed to come in there and watch that. I was going to be awake anyway. And the doctor in Malaysia, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Husbands cannot be in the operating theatre. And we argued right, he got right to the door, but wasn't allowed in. And that was a sort of a really interesting cultural difference. My doctor, my obstetrician then was, hang on a sec, I request for your sister, my sister, I don't have a sister. Yeah, my doctor was a Muslim Malay. But I think it was more to do with hospital policy than anything else. So that was that situation. I'll show you the sunrise again. So, you know, different things in different places, different experiences over the years. I think being an expat in Asia, particularly as a woman, is a really different experience for women than it is for men. I mean, lots of things are the same, but lots of things are different as well. So, being a woman in Asia, you know, not necessarily looking for a girlfriend, not that there's anything wrong with that. I've got lots of lesbian friends in Asia, but, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm not hanging out at the bars and doing that sort of stuff. I'm just living life. I happen to work here. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I live and work in Thailand. But, yeah, that's my life. So this whole channel, this me first time ever going live, is all about that experience. Wherever you are from around the world, good morning to you, Graham. Hello, Graham. Graham also works in Thailand and lives in Thailand, but he lives and works in Bangkok. It's nice to see you too, Graham. This is my first time to ever do anything live, so it's very, very patchy, and I do apologise. But I just thought I'd give it a go. You know, you never know. This whole YouTube channel is a new thing for me, something that I thought I would get myself into. Maybe because I'm a show-off, I'm not sure. Maybe because I need the attention, I don't know. But that's what it is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning here on the Gulf of Thailand. Who else have we got there? You're so cute. Oh, thank you very much. You're very kind. So, yeah. So living as an expat in Asia as a woman, totally different experience, I think, for women. And I don't mean that in any kind of negative way. It's just that our expectations are a little bit different. And, you know, there's so many women now contacting the expat forums that I see from countries all around the world, particularly at the moment from the States or Canada and in the UK, who are just looking for a different lifestyle. You know, they're just looking for something else outside of their home country. Maybe they're not terribly happy with what's happening at home. And so they're asking all these questions about how do you become a female expat in Asia? Is it safe? All of those types of things. You know, how do I buy things? What do I do? Can I work? And so that's the orientation of my channel, is to kind of answer some of those questions in a realistic way, you know. And anybody who's coming along on that journey with me, I'm really grateful to you for that. But it's the type of advice that I see people asking all of the time. I'm no expert, but I have been doing this for more than 3 decades. So that's when I thought I'd step in and say, okay, you know, you hear all these stories. This is what's real. This is what isn't. I'd love to be able to show you these little crabs right now. Hang on a sec. I'm going to see if I can turn this around and show you these tiny little crabs. That's the beach. And if you look down here, there's millions and millions of tiny, tiny, tiny little crabs. That's my dog. Tiny, tiny little crabs that dig up the beach. People walking along the beach. I don't know if I'm allowed to film them or not, but I am. Sun. I'm just going to turn it around now again so that, oh, that's a bit close, isn't it? So that these poor people don't have to get themselves through. There we go. That's a bit naughty if I film other people. So yeah, So what are some of the weird things that happen where you live? Any jellyfish? No jellyfish this morning, although there are jellyfish. There is a jellyfish season. Thank you for asking, Graham. But right now, I'm not seeing any on the beach. But yes, in the last few weeks, there have been some ginormous jellyfish. And one of the things that happens on this beach, just lately, I've never noticed it before, but there's fishermen now have started to come and catch the jellyfish, and they use different boats. You often see the squid boats here. So, for example, there's squid boats behind me over there. You can see, but those are the squid boats. But the jellyfish boats are different. They're kind of long, wooden, like not as colourful, and they're out at different times of the day, and they're catching the jellyfish, and they are selling them to the Chinese market. So that's interesting, and they have to be processed on the boat, which is something that I didn't know. I guess they're kind of held in salt or something that preserves them. I'm not sure. And then they sell them to the Chinese market, which what that means is there's been less jellyfish on the beach because they're being sold. So, which is kind of cool. Who's that now? From Korea. Hi. Yeah, I know, Graham. Well, it's weird, huh? I've never really eaten jellyfish. My friends who tell me that they've eaten jellyfish and they really, really like it, they tell me that, my Thai friends, they tell me that somehow the way that it's cooked or something, it makes it a little bit crunchy on the outside. I did not know jellyfish could be crunchy on the outside. There you go. You learn something new every day. So, yeah, that's the situation. And it's so great to see people on here. I had no idea that this would work, and I'm absolutely thrilled to bits. As I said, I haven't really done a live anything before like this. I've got no makeup on, except some lippy. My hair is wet because I wash it before I go to work. Type of work that I do, I work in a resort. And so it's very people-focused. I'm not guest-facing, but it's a very people-focused thing. Quite a well-known resort. So I have to get my exercise in before work, because if I don't do that, A, my dog goes crazy, and B, I sometimes need the sort of mental relaxation of that. What a glorious morning it is too. What's it like where you live? Is it hot? Is it cold? One of the reasons that people do become expats and sort of get stuck into that kind of lifestyle is the weather. And I totally get that. In the street where I live, there's I live in a townhouse, and there's a lot of townhouses there. A lot of the townhouses are owned or rented by snowbirds. And so those are the people who go back to Europe or back to the US for the summer and then head back here for the winter. And that is no surprise, man, because I have been in other countries where it's cold and grey, and it's kind of fun as a tourist for, 5 minutes. And then after that, oh my God. So I have no problem understanding why people who live in darkness for 6 months of the year or grey for 6 months of the year want to get themselves to a place where it's nice and warm. Da, da, da. My English so bad. I love you so much. Oh, you're very sweet. How many miles do you walk in the morning? Well, in kilometres, I don't know miles very well, but in kilometres I walk about five in the morning, every morning. Take the dog for a nice long walk. And then the doggo goes home, I go off to work, and I actually employ somebody to come and walk the dog in the middle of the day so that she can have a pee and have a sniff around, and then I get home and she has a few walks after that. One of the things about living in Asia, if you're not someone who lives in Asia, you might not kind of appreciate how incredibly lucky we are to be able to afford help for things like that, like a dog walker. It's not too expensive. Even getting my laundry done, I'm embarrassed to say, but it's true that I actually haven't really done laundry ever as an expat. I send it out, and that's not because I'm rich, but that's just because it's cheaper to do that and easier for me to do that in Asia than it would be at home. So I've got some question marks here. Excuse me, where are you from? Oh, okay. So originally born in New Zealand, and then my family emigrated to Australia when I was about 7. Like all good New Zealanders, any New Zealanders watching this will understand that New Zealanders in the 70s, that's how old I am, went to Bondi in Australia, Bondi Junction, and It says that. Wow, yeah. So family moved to Australia, and that's where I had my education. That's where I met my then husband, and he's Australian, and we're together, and then been together for a little while, and we started through his working as expats overseas. Now divorced, but we're still friendly, so that's nice. It's important, I think. Show you the sunrise again. Very glary when I do that. So this was a little experiment. Sorry, have a good day. Off to work. In Jakarta. Okay, all right. Well, have a great time in Jakarta. Have a lovely nasi goreng or something for me. One of the great things about have a good day. One of the great things about living in Asia, as anybody who lives in Asia knows, is the food. Oh my gosh. And people always say to me, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite food in Asia? Are you kidding? I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I live in Thailand, okay? Thailand is renowned for its food. Absolutely renowned for its food. What's my favorite Thai food? Khao soi, the soup, the curry soup. Oh my gosh, from the north. Unbelievable. Absolutely delicious. I'll tell you a little story. There was, in the COVID times when things were grim, you could actually fly from where I live up to Chiang Mai, which is where khao soi originates from, so up in the north. And I went up, and because it was COVID, hotels were really cheap. We weren't as locked down as some places. So I went and stayed in Chiang Mai for about 5 days over one of the public holidays and ate khao soi for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And let me tell you something, no regrets, not a one. I would do it again. It was so good. The other Thai food that I love is masaman curry. I think I like these kind of heavier curries, which is why when I lived in Malaysia, I lived in Malaysia for 4 years. And the food in Malaysia, oh my word. If you haven't been to Malaysia, get yourself to Malaysia and get some food. There's so many varieties. You've got the Chinese mix, you've got the Malay curries, you've got the Western food, you've got the, halal. It's all the Indian food. Oh my gosh. And Singapore too. So much immigration over the years in these countries, and it's such a hybrid of many different places. And honestly, I really struggle when people say, what's your favorite food in Asia? I say probably, even though I love Thai food, probably eating in Malaysia is just one of the great joys. Reason enough to get yourself on a plane and go and enjoy food from Malaysia, whatever it is. And the other interesting place that I went to one time, which surprised me at how good the food there, well, not how good it was, but how diverse it was. I was lucky enough before all of the nonsense, before all of the carry on now, to go to Myanmar. And I was surprised at how much excellent South Asian food you could get in Myanmar. So I ended up in a fantastic sort of local restaurant, very simple. I'm happy to eat very locally, and delicious, like paper dosai dal, all of that sort of stuff. Just lost my dog. Oh, these people are cycling on the beach. Well, that's something. Da-da, very nice. So it's nice and early here. It's before 7 o'clock. People are doing their thing. So yeah, really, really amazing. I went to a restaurant in Yangon, old worldy Rangoon, and I was the only woman in that restaurant, and I was by far the only Western woman in that restaurant. Had great service, really amazing food, dirt cheap, absolutely worth it. Do you love Korea? Do you know I have got a confession to make. I've never been to Korea. I know. For all of the years I've been traveling, and I've traveled a lot. I mean, lots and lots of places. I've been very, very lucky, very, very blessed, as they say. But I've never been to Korea, but I do love Korean food. Actually, I love all food, to be honest. But I do love Korean food. And oddly enough, there's a Korean restaurant not far from where I live. My Thai colleagues and I, if we're going out for like someone's birthday or something like that, we'll often go to that Korean restaurant, because Thais love Korea and they love K-pop, which I kind of like too. It's fun, yeah. I mean, I don't understand a word of it, but it's fun. And on top of that, the food is fantastic. People are nice. Have I ever watched a Korean series? Yes, I watched one that was that had English subtitles, and it was about a lawyer, and I forget the name of it, but she was a lawyer with autism. Very, very good. Don't know if you guys have seen that one. You're from Korea. Excellent. So which part of Korea are you from? Which part of Korea do you live in? Korea, another place with good food, nice people. Blackpink. Ah, yes. And to the delight of Thais, Blackpink has a Thai member. And I know, is it Lisa? I think her name is Lisa, right? Oh, she's so famous here. So yeah, Blackpink are cool. They're all cool. Let's face it. It's very, very, very cool. So I can't dance like that though. Oh gosh, I wish I could. I think my knees would lock up and my hips would break. But it's so cool. No, Korea's cool. Japan is cool. You know, I'm sad for people who don't understand diversity. You know, I'm sad for people who see themselves as better because they come from a particular place. You know, I've been a minority in Asia for, you know, more than 3 decades. And so I get it. I know what it's like to feel like a bit of an outsider. And so I have enormous, you know, understanding of this idea because diversity is what makes us so great. You know, the world is so much a better place. My favorite thing in all of the world, is the idea of the Silk Road. And I've been lucky enough to sort of go to countries that are on that Silk Road over the years. And that's who we are as humanity. You know, we move, we travel, we interact, we share, we grow. It's just so amazing. So I'm sad for people who separate, you know, this and this. I'm not saying we don't have different cultures. Of course we do. And I'm not saying that there aren't some problems. And, you know, I'm not a religious person. So, you know, religion gets in the way of a few things. But we're better when we share all this stuff. We're greater, you know. We're wiser because we learn things about different cultures, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And because I have been a minority in somebody else's culture, I kind of get this sense of, you know, fear of being different. But that's what makes us so great. It's what makes us so great. So thank you very much. I love you too. All right. Well, it might be about time for me to finish this. I don't know how long I've been chatting, really just talking a lot of nonsense, but I'm so delighted to have been joined by people. That makes me very, very happy. I'll show you my dog one more time. Hang on, let's see if I can do this. Whoop, I do that very bad. There she is. Whee. Whoop. She's a rescue, and I'll do a video soon about what it's like to have a rescue dog in Thailand. Thailand does have a problem with lots of local dogs, wild dogs. They call them soy dogs here. The word soy in Thai means street, so they're street dogs, and they're in every country. It's not a Thailand thing, but there are a lot here. So this is a rescue. Do I know BTS? Of course I know BTS. Oh my goodness, yes. Famous all around the world too. Absolutely brilliant. Like I said, wish I could dance like that, but simply can't. All right. I'm so delighted. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've had fun while I've been walking along. I promise next time it'll be a little bit smoother. Now I have to work out how I stop this. So how do I stop this, guys? How do I turn this off? Somebody want to help me with this one? Because I have no idea. Oh, I should have thought about that before I did that, right? Yeah. How does one turn? Oh, and my camera wants to do this. Oh, okay. Maybe I just do like this. All right, guys. I'm going to love you and leave you now. Turn you that way. Maybe I just turn like this. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Please do join the channel, thefemaleexpat.com. No, that's not true. I don't have that registered. Don't do anything with that. The Female Expat on YouTube. Have yourself an amazing, amazing day. I'll see you later, Kim. Have a great day. Bye.